What's up, YouTube? It's me, Floro Kami. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new to my channel, how are you? And if you're not new, welcome back. I am Floro Kami, and I am one of your newest commentary content creators. And I talk about things that are blazing and stuff like that. Yes, from time to time, it can be about Zeus Network. However, this video is going to be brief because it's not about Zeus Network. We're going to go a different direction. Normally, I stay out of that type of stuff, but I feel like I want to give my opinion since it's talking about my favorite subject, which is law. And we're literally going to be talking about none other than the arrest of Durk, okay? Make sure you give this video a thumbs up, leave your comments down below, and subscribe because you know I keep it real. It's been all over the news that Durk, the rap sensation that a lot of people like to listen to, has been arrested for allegedly murder to hire. I was reading over the details of what he was being accused of and the things that he was being accused of. And we're going to read a little bit on the crimes because I did look it up. And I want to make sure that I get everything correctly and that I'm not, making any mistakes. So we're going to read this article and yeah. 8-minute release. So I was thinking about it. I was like, because I was looking up the different laws and stuff like that. And they do have different laws. And I didn't know that whatever they're accusing him of was in California too. So I know the California laws pretty well. I'm pretty familiar with it. Okay, so I'm not going to do too much because it can still be considered some type of copyright. And it's pretty much saying that, he was arrested on a criminal complaint. They're alleging he conspired with others to have a certain rival rapper taken out, resulting in a shooting and a, unaliving that took place at a gas station near the Beverly Center shopping mall in LA in August of 2022. An attack that, ended up in a family member of the person that they were going against being shot and unalived. That's what they announced. That was August 2022. Now it says Durk Banks, age 32, who they call Lil Durk. He was arrested in the airport in Miami. It says on Thursday, and it's a complaint. It's charging him, saying that, accusing him to commit that he was trying to commit, unalivements for hire, resulting in this, unalivement. Okay, it says he made his appearance in the noon United States District Court for the Southern District of Florida, and he's in custody right now. It says he has an arraignment, and it's expected to happen in LA federal court in the coming weeks. Okay, it says Mr. Banks is charged with orchestrating, in other words, in leading a cold-blooded murder that resulted in the death of a rival's family member, said United States Attorney Martin Estrada. Of course, never mind, y'all. Not only that, the shooting occurred in the open at a gas station at a busy intersection, endangering many others in that area. It says violent gun crime of this sort is devastating to our community, and we will have zero tolerance for those who perpetrate such callous acts of violence. Okay, it says the capture of Mr. Banks as he tried to leave the United States is once again proof that the FBI and our extraordinary partners at the Los Angeles Police Department have a long reach, said Akel Davis, assistant director in charge of the FBI Los Angeles field office. So no excuse can justify the violent act, and let me be clear, while you're going about your life thinking you got away with it, the FBI is piecing together the facts that will serve as your undoing. That sounds like a very personal statement, y'all. And I'm definitely going to give my comments again, but you know how it is when it comes to LAPD. But again, when it comes to LA law, in my opinion, it's going to be very hard to prove that Durk had anything to do with Rondo. Not to mention the fact that OTF is not a gang. They cannot prove that it's a gang. OTF is an organization, a rap group. An attorney would be able to prove that they're literally a rap group, and they have a lot of fans who consider themselves OTF. You know what I'm saying? So it could have been anybody. Literally could have been anybody. It's going to be kind of hard to pinpoint Durk. I want to say that. I don't really listen to too much of the music, but I am a person that is very much, I don't want to say I have a love for the law, but I have a love of learning the law. And I think it's very important for people, especially in this day and age, and people of our color and our race to be able to do that. Okay, now let's continue. Cases like these that span multiple states and jurisdictions are complicated and can oftentimes only be resolved through the collaboration of multiple departments, said LA Chief Police Dominican Coy. This arrest is the culmination of the combined efforts of our partners in the U.S. Attorney Office, the FBI, and LAPD Operation West Bureau homicide detectives who discovered that Durk, aka Lil Durk, was involved in this heinous murder. Okay, not hundreds of hours spent on the investigation, including surveillance, authoring numerous search warrants, using forensic technology, and tireless investigative travel and collaboration alongside our federal partners led to this arrest. I'm appreciative of the dedication of those involved. I want you guys to listen to that statement of this guy. I'm not judging him, right? But I know that in legal terms, he has to make sure that us as the people know that they did everything they could so that it wouldn't look like they're just arresting another African American guy. They got to make it, oh, we got forensics, we got surveillance. None of this stuff, I'm sorry to say, in court, literally can hold up weight against a very well-skilled attorney. I'm sorry. It doesn't matter if there's wiretaps. I mean, there's been notorious, Italian mobsters who have been wiretapped. There's been, notorious, I'm sure, Mexican cartels, anything with that. I'm sure there's been things like this. And I hate to be a devil's advocate right now, but they've all been able to get away because surveillance. Everybody, well, if you're in the legal realm, you know that surveillance cannot prove anything. You know that. You know that audio cannot prove anything. You know that. So, So in the beginning of this statement, he makes it clear that these type of cases are very hard to prove. So just keep in mind, if we know Durk, he's always talking about, putting up money for a bond. They're always talking, the Chicago music is always, talking about, just being prepared. I don't even want to talk too much about what the music is because there's too much snitching going on. And I want to give my unpopular opinion with the word snitching. I feel like if you are a snitch, you have weird motives. You have definitely evil intent. I looked up the law in California in Miami. Even though the FBI and the judge is able to warrant and give a warrant for the audio tapes to even be allowed, it's still illegal. It's still illegal for the simple fact that Durk had no consent he had no idea he was being recorded. He had no idea. And then if they try to accuse him of being violent, you know what I'm saying? Or saying, oh, he went and got guns. He went and got that. Well, he is he's a public figure and his life is always in danger. And it's not illegal to have weapons, though. It's not. Especially if you're saying California, it's absolutely not illegal to have guns. So what are we proving here? Anyway, let's continue. According to the complaint filed Thursday. So keep in mind, you guys, keyword complaint. Like that nowhere did anywhere, like, you know what I'm saying? These people, this certain, I don't want to say nothing too much, but these certain type of people, it's their job to get on the social media and villainize people who are African American and make our people think the absolute worst. This is a complaint. It's a complaint based on speculation, based on allegations, based on accusations. It says Banks feuded with the victim, identified in court documents as TB. The feud stemmed from a November 6, 2020 unalivement in which an associate of TB shot and killed OTF rapper named Davon Bennett, aka King Von. Bennett and Banks were close friends. In response to Bennett's murder, Banks allegedly put a bounty on TV's live. So again, this is reported by the report people, the reporters, the journalists. Keep in mind, they keep having to make sure they put that word allegedly. This is not confirming anything. This is literally speculation. When it's speculation, you're literally saying, oh, they had an argument, so of course Durk did it. Obviously he did it because they argued that. Don't y'all think that Durk was aware of that? That's why he was saying in some of his music, he knew that some of these fans were bloodthirsty. If you think about it, it was the fans that was saying, why aren't you spinning? Take up for Vaughn. You know what I'm saying? The fans were trying to hold Durk accountable for, lyrics that he used to express himself back in the day, for the pain and the trauma that he had from, losing so many people around him. You feel me? It says Banks allegedly ordered TB's murder. Again, how many times we put allegedly up in here? Banks allegedly ordered TB's murder. Oops, I got to take that out, y'all. Banks allegedly ordered TB's unalivement, and the hitman used money from Banks and OTF related finances to carry out the hit. So what are you going to say? We saw him get weapons. We saw, it's not illegal. So, this better not be in Cali. I'm telling you guys, if this is Cali, so what if Durk took money out from OTF? So what if he took money out to get guns and stuff? Where is it illegal in California to take out weapons? Why is it illegal? You know how many forests we have in California? You know how easy it's going to be to prove this shit? Thankfully, because he's not being accused of what the diddler's being accused of. Anyway, it says, let's continue. Let me not go too much. Let me continue. Okay, it says bank and flight records show that an OTF member and close associate of Banks coordinated and paid for 5 co-conspirators to travel from Chicago to California on the day before the murder. Okay. You know what I learned in the law library? The reason why we have lawyers is because they're able to literally legally, what's that word called? Litigate for us. It's called litigate. In other words, litigate is to argue. So how they're saying the day before, I thought if they would have said they did this on the day of the murder, I would have been like, oh. But the fact that they said in Cali, the day, before still doesn't prove that it had anything to do with him. There's a lot of people who visit LA from Chicago. Nothing of this is still proving that Durk. Notice how nothing of this is still directly confirming that he. Okay, let's continue. Okay, it says around the time the one-way flights were purchased, Banks told the OTF associate booking the flights, "Don't book no flights under no names involved with blank me." Right? Doesn't prove anything. The same day the hitman traveled, oh my God. Banks told the OTF associate booking the flights, "Don't book no flights under no names involved with me." So how are you gonna prove that Durk had anything to do with that? He had no control over what other people decide to do. Yeah, he booked some plane tickets. They were one way. How is he supposed to know that these people weren't trying to probably go to LA to get their lives together? He doesn't have no control of what people do. Again, don't book nothing that has nothing to do with me. You can't prove that this has anything to do with him. The same day the hitman traveled from Chicago to Cali, Banks also traveled to California in a private jet with another conspirator, Kevin Landon Grant, 28, aka Cuz, and Vonnie. Later that day, Grant allegedly purchased ski masks for the shooters to use to commit the murder and paid using a credit card in Banks' name for the other co-conspirator hotel's room. Okay? On Thursday morning, federal and local law enforcement in the Chicago area arrested Grant and 4 other defendants charged in a 4-count federal grand jury indictment alleging their roles in the murder for hire. After law enforcement made the arrest and making the warrants in Chicago, the FBI learned that Banks had been booked on 3 international flights scheduled to leave the United States on Thursday. When Banks came nearing the airport, that's when they grabbed them, y'all. Okay? It says if convicted, Banks and 5 defendants charged, would face a statutory sentence of life imprisonment. Okay, because obviously this is still murder. So, this is still alignment. So yes, obviously this is nothing to be worried about though. Again, if you guys are listening to anything that I'm reading from the statement, we're literally going off of speculation and allegements. None of this is literally confirming that Durk had anything to do with this. The ski mask cannot be proved to say someone unalive somebody. There's a Big Bear in California. There's a lot of things. This all again is speculation. Definitely is allegation. He's definitely sounds like straight accusations. Like, oh, we think that because he got the ski mask and coincidentally the day before, and until there's forensics like blood on the ski mask, actual residue from the guns that were found, they're not putting any of this type of stuff found in here. Now they have to get again, an attorney to be able to prove this. Once again, this is California, so the laws are very good when it comes to protecting, I hate to say it, criminals or people being accused of. You guys got to keep in mind, California is where the O.J. Simpson, bruh, the notorious O.J. Simpson beat a case where he literally, I'm going to say allegedly, but allegedly he really did commit this crime, and later on in life would come out to, it would be found that he really did do it. Okay, so this is California again. California is definitely known to protect, people. You got the guy from Nickelodeon. He was literally a big P-O word, because we can't say that word. He was a big P-O word. He did a little bit of time and they let him come back. And this dude ran the whole iCarly. Okay, we'll say allegedly, but and then you got the whole time Snyder. I'm telling you guys, when it comes to California laws, you know what I'm saying? It's not gonna, and I'm not being insensitive to the people, to the families that were taken out by the bullets. I'm not being insensitive to the person who was taken out. But I do want to say a lot of people were affected by Von's unalivement. And again, a lot of people listen to this music and a lot of people rock with OTF. So I'm not trying to be mean, but it literally could have been anybody. It could have been anybody. This is LA. It could have been anybody. So we'll wait and see what more comes out. But from the looks of it, with a good attorney, Durk is going to be able to fight this definitely, because especially even if there's wiretaps, an attorney is going to literally make the court look at the person who was being wiretapped. And if the person that, not to be mean, but if they have an extensive, criminal history too, they're going to make the judge look at that. And they're going to be able to prove that that was malicious intent, for doing that to Durk. We don't know if he got mad that Durk didn't pay him enough or something went wrong. And just off of things like that, they could use as, extortion or malintent. You know what I mean? It's very, it's serious, but then at the same time, it's not like, not to be effed up, but it's not like Cassie and Diddy type of thing. Like, you know what I mean? It's not like that type of thing where, you know what I'm saying? It's this, the United States of America has a big, Constitution when it comes to protecting people who are literally being accused of unalivement. You know, unfortunately, since the beginning of time, well, not unfortunately, because it saved a lot of people's lives. Actually, if you guys look up from the early 1700s and the early, justice systems, it's long been proven that they've made more, lenient laws to protect those who are being accused of certain crimes like this. So again, we'll have to look into this. We'll have to wait for the details and the speculation leading to all this. Make sure you guys stay tuned. If you like this, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Again, these are my unpopular opinions. I'm not saying, oh, this, but because these are my opinions, I'm looking at everything in this article. I definitely listen to what the news reporters are saying, and I want you guys to keep in mind how they're all being careful to tiptoe around this, and they're all using the word allegedly. And I do want to repeat to you guys that if this is in California, which it sounds like it's being based in California, I'm thinking they're accusing him of other things. If they're accusing him of this, and it's based in California, it's going to be very hard to prove that Durk had anything to do with this, because it literally sounds like Durk had almost no involvement in this. It's based off people assuming, literally assumptions. Oh, he got the ski mask. Oh, he went and fled another country. You don't know why he fled another country. How was Durk supposed to know that police were on him? With all due respect, he probably didn't think he was doing anything wrong. The mayor of Chicago spoke for him and the donations that he's done to help his city. You know what I'm saying? He just got a key to the city. It really does look like Durk had been staying out the way. So they're going to have to prove that he's this monster that they're literally making him out to be, you know what I'm saying, in the news and these articles. Again, this is Flora Okami signing out.